Hi guys, I'm Allie Evanson. I'm a single mom, an entrepreneur, a business owner, and an employee. I wear a lot of hats around here. I'm super excited to take over this case study for Clyde. I'm on a sprint to make $5,000 in profit on Amazon in just a few months, starting from scratch. I'm out to show you not only how to create an incredible stream of revenue, but foster an entirely new lifestyle by creating a business you can run outside of your 9-to-5. For the next couple weeks, we'll be talking about Amazon suppliers, how I find them, I land them, and make sure they stay in my court. I'm not out to find just any suppliers, I'm looking for the best. There are thousands and thousands of wholesale companies, but I don't have the time or money for those that aren't going to fit my business model. Here's a quick rundown of the Amazon supply chain. You have a manufacturer at the top. They sell their products to a distributor who farms it out to many small distributors. Sometimes the chain can be extremely long, like 6 or 7 levels. Each distributor gets a cut of the profit, so by the time it gets to you or me, margins tend to be really low. As a new seller, I've quickly learned that I have to start low and work my way up. Finding good suppliers doesn't happen overnight. It's a building process that takes a ton of work. I've started with smaller suppliers. Sometimes these companies have products with lower profit margins, but they're a whole lot easier to work with than big, huge companies. I'm going to walk you through how I found an actual supplier in less than 10 minutes using my Prime Seller account. First, I log into my account and go to popular brands. I don't really have anything specific in mind. I'm just kind of browsing and seeing what gets the juices in my head flowing. I'm going to set a few basic filters now. The first one being verified brands, and the second one, I'm going to set popular products between 10 and 1,000. We do this because 10 will weed out the companies that are too small to work with, and 1,000 weeds out the big companies that aren't likely to work with me, companies that have tons of products on Amazon. I'm going to set the average number of sellers per listing between 3 and 10. What this does is it weeds out the private label sellers that I couldn't sell on their listing, and then on the higher end, it eliminates listings that have way too much competition. I'm going to set the average percentage of Amazon as a seller between 0 and 40% because we want to try to avoid competing with Amazon where possible. And then last, I'm going to set the average weight between 0 and 1 pounds because as beginners, I really don't want to deal with larger, really heavy products. And so we run the search and we're going to see what comes up. So as I'm scrolling through, Underground Toys is a brand that kind of catches my eye. They have 14 popular products, which means they're not a tiny company, but they still have a pretty wide selection for me to choose from. You can see right here that their average product price is $18, which is kind of nice because usually when there's a higher product price, there's also a little bit more margin in it for me. They have almost 7 FBA sellers per listing, which indicates that they're not super restrictive, and hopefully that will mean that I can set up an account pretty easily. Also, right here you can see Amazon's only in on 14% of their products, so that means I won't have much competition, which is always a bonus. So my favorite part of this, as you can see right here, is that there's basic contact information for the brand, but also for the supplier. And the supplier is where I go to first because they're most likely to get me the product that I need as a smaller seller. And if I click on it, you can see a website, an email, a phone number, and it just gives me an avenue to reach out to them and see if I can set up an account. Do you have any more questions for me? Comments, suggestions? I need all the help that I can get as I try to earn this $5,000 per month. Thanks for following this journey, and make sure to keep an eye out for next week's video when I tell you how to actually contact suppliers.